Tory Lanez, poor decision, brother. Dropping that project. Just out of respect for Breonna Taylor.
Corny. Trash. Let's start with that. Tory Lanez is trash.
All right, so we're back. And it's funny because me and Lady rarely talk about like what her segment is going to be, what my segment is going to be. This is one of those things that I figured she was going to talk about. So I wanted to talk about it as well. Just because of the fact, and not to take away from anything Lady said, that is her opinion. I'm the whole purpose of this podcast was built to show that people can have difference of opinions and we're not a monolith. So I'm not trying to take away from anything she said. So don't take this as a response to her segment. Take this more as my thoughts on the same topic. And that is when we hear this situation with Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion. Overall, the issue with it is not that he told his side, not that his side differs from Megan Thee Stallion. Let's keep it. He does have the right to tell his side. He didn't owe us to speak on anything after his case was done. He didn't owe us even after the case to really even speak on it. But when you say that you're finally going to break your silence on it, and it's to announce a fucking album, it seems disingenuous. And I get it, Lady's point, he's an artist. Fuck all that. It's nobody's saying to take, because art should reflect life. He should speak about it in his art if he was going to release an album. Like, if he would have released an album and completely sidestepped it and didn't comment on it at all, I think people would have been just as furious as him dropping this album. But the thing that differentiates it is that this is the only comment that you've really had on it, and it was to announce your album. To use that publicity off of it seems like a smack in the face to the seriousness of it. Regardless if you wanted to say that what she said wasn't true, or you disagree, or you think it's her people trying to get in her head, whatever, if that's your opinion, you have the right to say it. Doesn't mean we have to believe it, doesn't mean that there's any less bullshit, none of that. You have the right to say your side of the story. You absolutely do. That part I do agree with Lady on. But for you to make this big deal about it and then turn it into an album release, to use a situation in which this woman was shot as a album release platform solely because he still hasn't come out and really said anything about it. And all this shit about he still loves her, he's saying she can come on. Listen, I don't give a fuck about none of that, because Ike Turner still probably loved Tina Turner when he left it. If there would have been an Instagram, if there would have been social media around that time, Ike Turner very much would have been saying, Tina, come home, I still love you. So that shit don't move me. That shit don't move me. So all this stuff about it just being his side, and I get it. He does have the right to tell his side of the story. But when you have angered so many people and you know that there are so many people upset at you, put some more meaning behind your words. I don't care if you're an artist. I don't care if you're that's your art. You have the right to do that. But you also need to put your words behind it, and more so than just your music. It seems like a sidestep, right? This seems like a hiding from addressing it head on to say, oh, well, I'm going to sugarcoat it. People love my music. What I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap my response in my music and make it an easier pill to swallow. Again, I'm one that he didn't necessarily have to say anything, but the way that he went about it just seems problematic as fuck. And you heard some of the reactions that I played over the course before this segment, and it just, overall, it just could have been done better. Now, as far as if I believe Tory or not, what I will say is that I don't think it's my place. I think we have two sides of the story, two very differing topics on it. But I wasn't there. But my opinion is that Megan went to the extent of showing her scars, and to say like, oh well, charges weren't pressed. He wasn't charged for shooting her. He was charged for gun possession. Megan already came out and said that she lied to police because police being shot, and feeling still the need to protect him, and I'm sure she probably still loves him too. So all that to use, like, there are thousands of cases in which somebody isn't charged for beating the shit out of their wife and they were still beating the shit out of their wife. So all that shit doesn't move me. I would say if I had to, I'm definitely leaning more towards believing Megan right now. And even, you know, lady mentioned in hers that that they're set to go to trial. He's not going to trial for shooting Megan, though. As far as my knowledge is, it's for the gun possession. So unless something's changed in that and new evidence is presented, we still don't even know if Megan is going forward with trying to pursue criminal charges or what's going on in that. We don't have the full picture of that. But that, to me, has still nothing to do with whether it happened or not. The fact of the matter is, this woman got shot in her foot. It shouldn't have fucking happened. Period, point blank. Shouldn't have happened. And, you know, we'll see. If the truth comes out, we'll see. Maybe this may be one of those things that we're forever just wondering what the fuck happened on. But that's my opinion on it. That's my stance. We've seen people in the industry stance as well. And, you know, I will say that it's good that he made some type of comment on it overall, but it's just the way that this was done. It wasn't a good look, homie. It just was not a good look. And I hope for more. I hope that he actually makes an actual statement, but we'll see. It is an ongoing investigation, so we'll see what can be commented and not commented on. But that's it for this second part of the In the Mind of Haize segment. We're gonna go ahead. We're gonna get into our last break. We're gonna come back from that, and we are going to be talking about the reaction from my latest episode, as well as just some random thoughts from me. So we'll be right back after this.
This has been a presentation of the Break Media.